Hi, so just a quick video to show you how to set up a quick and easy and robust OCR and code reading job, or even just detecting whether text is present within a field. What I'm using today is a supermarket chicken packet, and you'll see there's various text being printed on. So the price, the price per kilo, the weight of the pack, the use by date, a barcode, etc. So we're using our Verisens application suite here. First of all, let's just go into the tools. Of course, on a job, depending on how the presentation is set up, how the conveyor is set up or fixture, you'd put some sort of part location tool or trigger to the camera so you got a repeatable image. On this occasion, I won't put a part location tool in, but you have access to part location tools here just to check if there's any slight misalignment and also track the boxes that we're going to use for the OCR and the barcode reading if there's any slight angular irrepeatability, etc. So let's go down the identification route first, so actually reading the text and reading the barcodes. So let's start off with a barcode. So select the barcode tool from the identification tab, and you simply just put a box around the barcode and it automatically picks it up, what is the code, and also what language it was. Just on detection, it's picked that up. If you know the language yourself, you've got the option to scroll down and change it there. If this is the code that you're expecting all the time and you just want to check that it is correct and you expect the same code every time, you can put that in as an expected code, and now it will give you a pass fail for every packet that comes down the line that matches this barcode here. If you don't have a code that you expect every time and you just wish to read it, you can just delete that, and the pass or fail will be whether it successfully reads a code or not. Okay, so I'll leave that in there. Next, we'll go for a text reading box. So let's read, for example, the price here. So again, all you do is draw a box around it, and it's picked up this. It's picked up the 2. It's picked that up as a character. This is a number, and again another number. So it's picked out 2I84. We know that that is not correct. So we can put in what we expect the code to be. So we're expecting a number, a dot, and then 2 numbers. And as soon as I do that, did you see automatically has guessed what it thinks those characters are? So it suspects that it is 2.84, which is exactly what it has picked up here. And again, what we can do is increase or decrease the threshold. And you can see I'll change it to something that's on what the size of the fonts are. And so what we want to go for is something like that. And you can see if I zoom in here that it puts nice boxes around the individual characters. I can then give it a bit more information. So I've given a mask here to say I'm expecting a number, a dot, and then 2 numbers. If there's other types of text that we're working with and it has formats that are standard, we can select those from the drop down. What it does on teach is automatically detects whether it's dark on bright or bright on dark. So this is of course dark on bright. We can change it if we wish. And you see what happens when we've got the wrong orientation there. Okay. Just also here you've got the option to see or indicate whether there is any mirroring in the text. So if we're reading it upside down or a mirrored image, left to right, etc., you can select that, but there isn't any here. Going back to the text itself, you can see the nice boxes that are around it, and you can see how much of that black area is picked up in the red outline. that we've got there, and we can increase or decrease the weighting of the font. I'll adjust it now just to see what effect it has, and also the reading effect that it has. So it had it pretty well dot on just from teach. If I go the other way, you can see what happens there, and you can use this sort of tweaking to give you the best result that you possibly can get. So there we are set up. We can now read this price. Again, if you're expecting a certain value, you can put it in here as the expected, or you can just ask the code reader here to output the red text. And the pass or fail criteria will be whether there's any successful read or not. Okay. Just to give you an example of, we're working with a 0.3 megapixel camera on this occasion, and so we have to be careful about the size of text that we can read. So if I go back to the original image here, the resolution isn't great. We do have 1.2 megapixel and 2 megapixel variants also of this camera, but just to show you that if I just wanted to read this text here, it picks it up pretty well. If I go to mask here, it's because it's picked it up as 5009, whereas we know that's 500 grams. And I put in a mask in instead, so it's not just numerals that we're after. And I say 3 numbers and then a letter there. And you can see it's picked it up as 500 grams there, exactly as it should be. And like I said before, you can change all the other criteria to be able to see the text better. But that's pretty much dot on. And that's what I expect to see. So let's OK that. So if the text is smaller than this, you may want to use a higher resolution camera as we have more pixels to play with then. So I'll just quickly add some more text reading boxes just to show you how quick it can be done. So again, I'll add a mask here, and what we got is number dot letter, and you can see here it's immediately picked it up without any messing around to be done or any other modification to be done. Quite clearly, the outline's very good. It's picked out the boxes quite well, and each individual digit character very well. And there we are. It reads that okay. And on this occasion, I do want it to match, say in this batch run, that everything says the 19th of April as the use by date. Okay, so there we've got our overview of the barcode. It's reading it okay, it's reading the text, the price here, it's reading the weight here, and it's also reading the text box here. Another question we get is not just is the OCR capabilities of the camera. Some people just want to check whether there is something printed there at all. Now you can do it in this way by actually using the OCR tools, and it reads what is there and you define what needs to be read, or you can just do it by simple presence and absence. And of course, if there is no code present and you look for OCR, of course you'll get a failure because you don't get the expected read that you want. But another simple way to do it without using OCR is to use something like a brightness or contrast tool. So for example, let's choose a contrast tool, and if I wanted to see if anything was printed in this area here, let me just change the tool to a rectangle, put the box around the area that you expect some text to be written, and you can see here we get a contrast count of about 83, and I just click teach here, and I can set an upper and lower limit of the amount of contrast I expect to see in the box. And you'll see here on this white area, the black text gives us this contrast value. If I now shift that over to just a white area here, you can see the contrast value is very, very low, 6. So you can see the box has gone red, it's failed because we expected something to be written within that area. If I move it back over, you can see that the contrast value reaches back up to a high value here. Okay, same can be done in any area, so multiple boxes. Again, if I wanted to do the same over here, if the use by date has been printed, again in this area I'm getting around 80 units of contrast. If I then change it over to an area where there is no text written, for example, if it wasn't printed, you'll see it's very low and it fails straight away. So you can just do pass-fail criteria on that. So go to teach, set their upper and lower limit. You may want to tighten the tolerances or expand them out a little bit more. And then just click OK. Right, so now we can go to configuring our interfaces, the total results or the individual partial results of each individual code, if that's what you wish, for the 5 different outputs that you have available. You also have the opportunity to output the string information of the price, the weight, the use by date, and the barcode if you wish. And a simple way to do that is go to the output process interface, select the text. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Text 1, select the value, the red text, and you can see here it's outputting 2.84, which was the red text from there. If I do that again, just expand this out so you can see it a little bit better. Let's read text 2, red text. Now it's outputting the 500 grams. Another one, text 3, red text, and then finally the barcode. Okay, so now you can see all the bits of information in the string, which you can then output to your PLC for any matching that you may want to do within the PLC or tracking and tracing that you want to do there. You can manipulate the string of information as and how you wish by putting start digits, separators, or end digits on the end of the string. So for example, I'll put in A for the start. There the A appears here. Separator, I may want to use the plus sign, and for the end I may want to use D. And you can see what the preview of the string looks like. So there's the A, that's the first string, which is the price here. The second string of information here is the weight, then these separators of plus, then the use by date, then the barcode read, and then that D at the end for the end. Then the device is ready to activate and running on your line.